Welcome to Soul Trek. This week's episode, Because We Have to. I had the great privilege this week of attending a graduation service, a ceremony at Dalhousie University, and it was wonderful. It was full of all the pomp and pageantry you'd expect. We were gathered at the Rebecca Cohn Auditorium, and the place was full, and most of the graduates were there, 200 of them at least, maybe more, and it was wonderful. And as a parent, I'm proud, I'm happy, I'm thinking, I remember when this child was learning how to read, and here she is graduating with a BA with honors. A very proud moment for parents, a real sense of accomplishment. And the faculty members that got to speak and the keynote speaker as well, did kind of big sort of statements about everything that was going on. I think it's called hyperbole, but in the moment it doesn't really feel like that. But when all the different speakers start saying the same things and using the same words, pride and accomplishment and struggles, but you did it and you're going to be an asset to society and all those sorts of things. It's all true and it's all wonderful, and I'm glad that they say those things, and I hope that most of the graduates believed it and will in fact be assets to our society or whatever society they happen to be a part of. But then there's afterwards. Then there's, for me, at times like that, there's kind of that sense of leftover wine. I think there was a singer in the 60s, Melanie, sang a song called Leftover Wine. And I think the song was basically about, cleaning up after a party. And but then, you're starting to remember the party, all the work that went into preparing the party. You remember everything that happened at the party and the joy and the celebration. And then there's this kind of having to clean up afterwards, a kind of melancholy that sets in after a big event. I know I felt it after my ordination and after my graduations. And I think it's a fairly common thing. Even sometimes politicians who succeed in an election sometimes feel a sense of melancholy afterwards, that they've done this big thing, they've accomplished something, and now they have to get down to the work. And that's really what I mean. We do it because we have to. I didn't mean that you attend graduations because you have to. It's what happens the day after. You got to clean up. You got to get ready. You got to prepare. And that's challenging for us. But this Sunday coming is Pentecost, and it's a time when we celebrate that God's Holy Spirit does remain with us. We don't clean up those wine glasses by ourselves. We don't clean up after the party by ourselves. We don't go through the changes and chances of this fleeting world without God's presence in our lives. So there can be a kind of melancholy that affects us all from time to time, but it's those moments when we have to start reminding ourselves of God's Holy Spirit being present in our lives and is there in the humdrum. There's something wonderful about Celtic spirituality that has prayers for everything. The lighting of the morning fire in the fireplace, it's work, but it can also be spiritual work because you're heating the hearth for the whole family. You're providing for others by lighting that fire. We're providing for ourselves, we're providing for others, we're providing for society when we get on with the things that we need to do in order to be good, productive members of our society, of our church, of whatever we are a part of. And that's good too. So yeah, we do it because we do it. We do it because we have to. We do it because the Spirit implores us to get on with our lives and to do those things that, we need to do. That's part of our spiritual quest, is even in those moments where it just feels like we're just going through it, to somehow find the Holy Spirit in those moments as well. God bless.